So what if I told you, you can run the large language models, that is LLMs, locally, and you can absolutely use it for free, like 100%. There will be no rate limiting, nothing, no tokens and everything. You can use it unlimited as much as you want. That sounds interesting, right? So that's what local LLMs actually promise. In the internet, I hope you're already seeing that many of the people are already talking about this cloud code. Like how you can use cloud code for free, whereas cloud code is only available for the pro and the max versions, but still people are claiming you can use it for free. So that's what people claim. Now, after analyzing and testing it for an week, here's what are my reports. So this video is going to be divided into three main parts. That is understanding what local LLMs are. We are going to download and install a local LLM as well. DeepSeek version 2 for the coding, which will be of the 16 billion parameter. And we will also compare them with the cloud code or the normal GPTs that we use in our day-to-day life. So let's start with the basics. What are the local LLMs, right? So normally what happens, how the things work, like you write a prompt to the ChatGPT or the Claude, right? Then that prompt goes to the cloud, right? So basically there are the multiple servers of the AI that are running over the cloud. So basically you just send a request to the server stating that this is my prompt. So in that request you will get an API response, which will basically display into a prettier format that you usually see on your screen or your console. So that's how the things work. But local LLMs switch the flips, like they flip the papers totally. So in return what you get is you just type a prompt into your local machine, and that agent directly communicates with the local LLM that is running into your machine only. So there is no backend server or any cloud wala thing. So everything that's working is on your local machine. So that means no cost API, no maintenance API, nothing. All the things are free, absolutely free, based on the hardware you are working on. So the tools like Ollama make this incredibly easy to maintain and run the local LLMs. So basically there is a major catch. Now what the catch is about? So the models that you run locally are much smaller as compared to the one that are running in the cloud. So we'll talk about this later in the video. So stay tuned. So let's get and download a local LLM. So I hope my screen is visible, and we are going to do some of the things. Let me just show you how you can download the same. First you have to go to the ollama.com. So first you have to visit the ollama.com. That is basically start building with the open models, and if you are using the whatever operating system, you just have to download the Ollama. So you have to download the Ollama, and the next thing is you have to scroll it down. So here you can see over 4,000 integrations. So basically what we are going to do is instead of using Codex or Cloud Code, basically I'm using a MacBook Pro that is of 14 inches, which has a M2 Pro series and 16 gigs of RAM. So basically I will be using the DeepSeek. So I will be using this model, that is the DeepSeek Code version 2, which I will be using the 16 billion parameters. I'll be using the 16 billion parameters. Voila. So based on your system, identify which kind of LLM can run best on you. Then you have to go over the terminal, and you have to use some basic commands such as the Ollama serve, such as Ollama pool. Then you have to just write the name of the model you are going to work on, and then after downloading it will take approximately 5 to 10 minutes based on your internet speed, as it is of the 8.9 gigs. So in my system there is 16 gigs of RAM, so it works seamlessly. Then you have to do the Ollama run DeepSeek code. So perfectly, you can see now you can send a message. So I will just give him a normal prompt, or maybe we can directly go into the VS Code. Let's just open the VS Code. So when you open the VS Code, you can use the continue extension that is given by the that is used to run the local LLM. So when you go into the just go onto the setting, and you can go onto the models. There you have to choose the model you are currently working on, or you can just click on the settings and you can change this file. Name can be anything, version can be anything, all that. The only thing that you have to do is change the name, the provider, and the model you are going to work on. So then you can directly give it a prompt such as I will give it a prompt we'll give it a very basic prompt. So here is my prompt. You are a senior Node.js backend developer. Create a production ready Node.js backend with Express, MongoDB connection, modular folder structure, error handling, async await, and Dockerfile. Just look at the response that it gave. So basically, if you will compare this with the normal GPT or anything, or the Gemini or the Cloud Code that we generally use in our day-to-day life, it is quite similar. I think so. And even being a programmer, this is basically So basically, the local LLMs are providing a much higher context than I was expecting. So that's how the thing works. Now let's move on and look at the limitations of the local models. As I already told you that the local model that you are currently working on are very small. like if we will compare them with the Cloud models, then they are basically 1 by 10th part of the cloud models. So in my case, I'm using the 16 billion parameters deepseek version, whereas if I'm using the ChatGPT Anthropic's cloud, then you can clearly see that it has approximately 200 billion parameters. So you can compare the depth, the context, and the reasoning. How the Cloudwala thing can generate much more reasonable and the more production grade systems than the one we are currently working on, the local LLMs. So if I ask it to do like decent things, like if I give it some like a high-end task, then it will obviously struggle over it. Whereas if I will give the same task into the Cloudwala thing, then it will generate it seamlessly. So let's consider you totally disagree with my thoughts. Then just answer this question. Then why do then why do companies still invest in the AI to generate more LLMs, right? Even you can see the Cloud Code, the Codex, the GPT, the Google Gemini, everything. Every day they are improving day by day. People are investing over there. Even Elon Musk is investing in the AI, right? So why is this? When local LLMs can do much more things, then why the companies are investing into it, right? Sounds good, right? Try to answer this. If you can answer this, then let me know in the comments. So let's come to the conclusion then. So we're discussing why local LLMs cannot be better than the cloud ones, because if you want to get the responses that the cloud wala things are providing, then you need a like very large hardware wala system. Either you can go for the DGX Spark one or anything, and then you also have to then download that kind of like what we can say model. Like if your hardware really supports 100 billion parameters, like it will really need a big amount of RAM, GPU, CPU, and all that stuff. And I don't think it is possible for a single laptop or a single desktop to work over it. You will need a multiple connections over them to run that kind of model. And the third main constraint over this, the tool integration in the local LLMs. It's like just you are giving a prompt and it's just giving the output. But if you are using the Codex, if you are going with the Copilot, then you can clearly see if you are giving it a prompt, it can change the file, it can read the context of the project that you are currently working on. It can go on to the GitHub and fetch more data, whereas the local LLMs can't do this. They only give you the response. They cannot understand the context. Like if you are working on a big project, then it will not understand the whole context. You have to like manually explain the things to him. So that's the one basic disadvantage of using the local LLMs. And it cannot be integrated with the it can be integrated, but you have to do some of the like Majduri wala stuff rather than directly connecting. Whereas the cloud wala things can directly integrate into the multiple things like the Notion or Google Docs and everything. So now the constraint is why do we need the local LLMs, or when can the local LLMs be useful? So basically, don't get me wrong, local LLMs are good as well, because they are perfect for experimenting with AI. If you are concerned about the privacy sensitive workflows, then you can definitely go for the local LLMs. They will help you right the way the GPT or the Codex does. But they will not give as much response, but 90% of the basic work can be done using that. Or if you are just getting started with the basic or the want to learn something new, such as if you want to learn the React, then you can use the local LLMs to generate the boilerplates as well. It's not that great, but you can use it for the day-to-day tasks, like a very small things, such as if you want to write a function to add the two numbers into your big project, then obviously you can use that. You can directly copy paste that into your VS Code. So here's what my conclusion landed after using this local LLMs for a week. So basically what I think is like you can use the hybrid version. So basically you can use the local LLMs for the basic things like I already told you, and you can use the cloud-based LLMs or the models to generate the high-end tasks. Like if you're working on a high-end project such as a back-end plus front-end, then you can obviously go with the cloud wala thing. But if you are working on a small projects, like if you are working on a tic-tac-toe, then obviously you can use the local LLMs, or you can just use the local LLMs to do the specific things. Like if you are having a raw React file or you are having a raw HTML file, you want to add CSS, then the local LLM can be much more useful than going for the cloud and investing our tokens. So I think this video was really helpful, and and sorry for being inconsistent. From now on, I will try to post every single video in a week. So that's it. So thanks for watching. Be sub for the most developer contents and getting started with the AI things. So that's it. Till then, see ya. Be sub.